Hey there everyone, this is Ian from, well you might know Small Isn't You Big. This is Angie. Hey, introduce yourself, who are you?
Hi, I'm Angie and this is Princess Addison and we're from PTSD Dogs Australia.
So I don't often, and she's sat down quite comfortable there, I don't often actually put out and ask for favours, and today's little Facebook Live and today's little interview is actually about assisting Angie in doing much more with the cause that she does. And that's all right, leave her there, she's happy. We've all seen Addison now. So Angie, tell us about PTSD, how it's affected you.
So my husband has PTSD from 14 years in the Air Force, and it has impacted heavily on our lives, as many people would actually understand if they're living with PTSD in their family. So yeah, I've started this charity as an organisation to help.
So how does it work? So what do you do? I mean, obviously Addison came out of a shelter.
She did. So I believe in shelter dogs and giving them a second chance, just as we are giving our veterans, police, fire and ambulance officers a second chance, an opportunity to grow. So we rescue shelter dogs, train them as PTSD assistance dogs and give them to our veterans, police, fire and ambulance officers.
And so how does the dog act and react in different situations, as an example, for helping people with PTSD?
So one of the biggest things is stress and their anxiety. So a dog is actually trained to visit or cuddle, is what we would really say, and help a veteran to calm down and come back into the moment and just pat the dog and just become at ease again. It's just one of the ways.
What about in public?
So in public, we use a dog to block. So for example, some of our police and veterans can't handle someone coming up behind them in a queue, so a dog will actually go in behind and give them some space, and it gives them a sense of security and safety.
And so the dogs actually can smell the different situations.
Oh yes, they do. So just like dogs who are trained to detect drugs, these dogs also detect chemical changes within our bodies as well.
And that's what your training's about.
Correct.
And so your bigger vision is obviously to have you training other people and getting other dogs trained.
Absolutely.
Not every dog is suitable.
No, sadly. But we need to make sure that their welfare is absolutely our first and foremost.
Yep. So, so you might get a call from a shelter and they say, I think we've got a dog for you. Mm-hmm. And what from there, once you've gone out, what do you do at the shelter and how long does it take you to be able to train the dog up?
Okay, so the first thing we would do, Ian, is a temperament test. So it's all about seeing, can the dog really actually cope in all environments? So that means being in playgrounds and not reacting to noisy screaming children or kids who'll charge at them, putting them in restaurants, putting them in shopping centres, those sorts of things. So when we're in a shelter, we're actually testing for a lot of those reactivities and sensitivities, how they react to other dogs, because they need to be able to be super calm when another dog comes up to them, regardless of what the other dog's doing.
Yep. And then once you've decided to take them out of the shelter, how long does it take you to train them up roughly?
6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months?
Correct.
And then you then have to match them, or are they already matched with someone?
No, we will then match them. Obviously, we'll have by that stage a really good understanding of the dog's nature, who the dog is. Yep. And then because we've gotten to know our veterans, we can see that bonding that can happen and that connection. So we want to be able to match someone who's really active with an active dog, someone who maybe have amputees, needs a calmer, more sedate dog.
Yep. Now, you've got a website, ptsddogs.com.au, which you can get through Chrome. What we're requesting today is there's a GoFundMe page.
Yes.
That GoFundMe page is for a couple of different things. Now, you're going to be doing a tour around Australia.
We are 24,000 kilometres starting in January next year.
Yeah, and so what's the aim of the tour?
So it's really about raising awareness around PTSD within our military service personnel and our police, fire and ambulance.
Mm-hmm. And you have a raffle going on?
Yes. So win a Harley.
To win a Harley.
To win a Harley. Who
So
wouldn't love a Harley?
when's that drawn?
So that's drawn on the 8th of October.
So the 8th of October it's been drawn to win a Harley. Tickets are how much?
$25 a ticket, and
Yep.
there's only 2,000 tickets.
It's only
Stay
2,000
early.
tickets, so there's a good chance of winning.
Absolutely.
Now, the GoFundMe page or buying the tickets, exactly the same outcome. You're still donating to a cause that comes from me. I'm requesting that you donate. I will throw in $1,000 as a start to the GoFundMe page as part of Small Isn't You Big and what we do. And from that, we're aiming to do one bigger thing. What we require out of the GoFundMe page right now is that a lot of the success that Christine and I have had in Small Isn't You Big and what we've been doing over the last year has been based on a number of different aspects or outcomes. And one of them is a woman called Kate Engler, who is otherwise known as the Publicity Princess. And she runs a weekend called Meet the Press Masterclass. That's where you get to learn about media and how to put yourself out there, and you get to be interviewed by 7 or 8 different journalists in different areas, whether it be a current affair, a financial review, a number of other aspects. Now, the suggestion was that Angie go to that. Obviously, a lot of your money and resources get tied up in what you do.
Absolutely. So it costs about $40,000 to train a dog.
Yeah.
It's highly intensive work.
Yeah, and so you've now registered as a charity.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
it's fully tax deductible, whatever gets donated. Our suggestion is that you go to that weekend. So the GoFundMe page is about getting as much possibility of getting Angie down to Melbourne for that weekend so that she can then broaden those services. So I'm a big fan of actually spending money as a return on investment, making sure that one news story on Channel 7 or Channel 9 means that the small amount of money that you may give, whether it be $25, $50, $100 to the GoFundMe page or buying tickets, will actually be served itself by making sure that better outcomes are coming along. How's Addie been with your husband?
Amazing. So not that long ago, Roger really just wanted to finish life because his nightmares of what he'd experienced in the Air Force just kept on coming. So Addie's been fantastic in that she actually wakes Roger in the middle of a nightmare, or in the start of a nightmare actually. Stay, baby girl. So literally it actually means that I get more sleep as well. Then even in shopping centres, taking her in. We've had an example where Roger has actually really gone into a full-blown anxiety attack and needed to get out. We teach our dogs to actually track back. So literally, she's actually helped Roger get back out and get to the car, which is his safety net.
So it's not a forceful pull, but it literally is. They're just dragging a little bit to get them
Yes.
out the side, because in the middle of an anxiety attack, you really can't
fuzzy.
think. It's all like that, and it's great that a dog can actually do that. Now for you, it's a service dog. People love patting dogs, and so what's your message on that one there?
Please, if it has a jacket on there, please don't pat, because they're actually working. And they may look beautiful and cuddly and everyone wants to pat Addie, but please, when the jacket's on, it means no pat. When the jacket's off, it's fine.
So if you ever see a dog with a partial jacket over the top of its back, it basically means don't pat this dog.
Absolutely. So just like guide dogs.
Yep, exactly the same. All right. What's the biggest aspect of what you do? What's the payoff for you?
Just knowing that I'm actually making a difference in other people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
That I met a family actually on Wednesday with 4 daughters and a wife and a husband, and the husband's just come back from military service and they're really struggling, and he's in and out of that marriage and that family, and we're going to be helping him and his family with a dog, training, and it will bring them closer together again. We've seen it so many times. We just have to make a difference.
Yeah, and I'm very fortunate that I've got a couple of friends, Kevin Humphreys, who's in Defence Forces and making amazing outcomes. in that area and doing some great work. And Kel Hutley, who's in the police force, who's also in that same situation. And I think the three of you together would be an awesome trio, knowing that what you're doing is an amazing thing. Any final messages for anyone that'd be watching around the GoFundMe, around what's required for you to move forward?
Do you know it cost me $350,000 a year to run this charity, and that's going to give me 50 dogs, people's own dogs that we can help train and certify, and that'll give me 12 dogs that I purchase as shelter dogs in our first year. So it's a substantial amount of money, and it's got to sadly come from somewhere.
Yep.
So we just appreciate anything, but really it's about making a difference in the lives of these people.
So as I said from the beginning, I don't normally go out there and ask for straight out charity donations because I'm all about a return on investment, but I believe this is a ridiculously great return on investment. I can't fully understand and grasp what you have to go through, and I can't definitely understand people that are going through PTSD because I haven't ever suffered that myself, but I do know that people suffer, and if it's just a little bit that you can do to help out, please donate. The GoFundMe page, the Living Hell is what we call it. So just go to GoFundMe, Living Hell. We'll put the links down below in the Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you very much. Make sure you donate. It's a great cause and something that you should be looking towards.
Finally, if I can just say, if you have PTSD, if you're ex-military or even current military, if you're in the police, fire and ambulance and you have PTSD, please reach out to us because we are here for you and we will do whatever it takes to make life easier.
Cheers, guys.
Bye. Thank you.